Oh my god, guys. First of all, welcome back. My name is Sandra and this is my 5th YouTube video. I'm excited because I got my water. Oh, get your water, get anything you guys need. I'm actually very excited. I'm very inspired this week. And I am trying to find literally my notebook. Give me 1 second. So today's been such a wild one. It's been a crazy day. I was super emotional this morning, and let me tell you, it kind of ties into what we're actually going to be talking about today. I was crying because I woke up from I woke up from a nightmare today. Whoa, not a nightmare, sorry. I woke up from a dream. And I was dreaming about an ex of mine, and unfortunately, but I guess fortunately at the time, but unfortunately for me now, we kind of had an attachment tied to each other. So I don't know if you guys believe in this, but for me, I do believe in it, that you kind of can have a bond so strong that you guys have like a telepathy kind of thing where you guys just kind of know when someone's thinking about you.
No.
I know because I have confirmed it. I did ask him if he was thinking about me a few years ago, and he was like, yeah. He was. So, I'm just saying that's true. Okay, so guys, one thing I wanted to talk about was definitely limiting beliefs this week. And it does tie into what happened to me because I feel like I was very stuck in a mindset where I felt like I couldn't evolve into something bigger. I used to think of myself as someone who was shy, annoying. Unfortunately, I felt that way for many years, and ironically enough, I remember this one memory when I was in high school of this girl commenting on the fact that I used to take too many pictures. And I remember that I had a really low self-esteem growing up. So like I had a very traumatizing, on top of the fact that I got bullied, middle school era. And then when I got to high school, when I started getting like a little bit of confidence, they just knocked me out. Because she was like, you take too many pictures, and I was like, oh, I must be ugly, or oh, I must be annoying. So I really did think I was annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was annoying, and I didn't speak to anyone. I was the shyest person. I mean, I did speak, but like I felt like I wasn't my authentic self. I wasn't present because of whatever she said got in my head. And then I think my ex at the time used to call me annoying. And so that turned into a limiting belief that everyone finds me annoying or ugly, right? So I used to also, it stemmed into this other thing of where I felt like if someone compliments me, they're lying to me. Yeah, that was a bad one. I used to genuinely think I was so just not it. And when I graduated high school, I remember someone telling me like, Sandra, like people liked you. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, who liked me? And my friend at the time was like, there were guys that had crushes on you, but you were like not focused on that. And I was like, well, yeah, one, I had a boyfriend. I was a loyal person. And two, I was so stuck in my head about that must be a lie. There's no way that anyone thinks that I am like pretty or anything, which is insane to look back at now. And I love my little self. I love her. I think little Sandia is such a cute girl, and I wish I could go back and just, I mean, I hug her theoretically, but I wish I could go hug her and just tell her that she was not ugly. But anyways, I'm going to be looking at my notes. You guys already know that I love using my notes. So on limiting beliefs, it really does stem from your subconscious mind, which means it ties in to when you were a child, right? So the way you were brought up by your parents. So if your parents, let's say, didn't compliment you or didn't show you affection, then you might not feel like you are intelligent, right? Let's say they didn't, because for me, they didn't, my parents at the time, they didn't know how to give love. And I know some people are like, whoa, like, how do your parents not know how to give love? No, girl, like, they grew up in a way where they were not shown love. Um, my grandparents were apparently very anti hugs, anti compliments, and like, comment below if you guys have parents that are like that, because growing up I had friends that were the complete opposite of my parents. So like my friends' parents were very like loving and food for you and stuff, and like I used to feel so alone. I used to think like, what the heck, what's wrong with me? Like, am I the one that's weird? Like, how come my parents never did that? And like I would feel like ashamed of my parents, and where people would ask me things like about my parents, I'd be like, I don't know. Or, oh, like, what do you mean your parents do this for you and mine don't? Like, you know what I mean? And I kind of tried to find parents and other people's parents, which is really sad. But like my parents were not bad people. It's just the connection wasn't there because the way their parents raised them, they also had these limiting beliefs, or at this point, it was kind of a mindset that they didn't know how to show love. They were never taught that, right? So, moving along. So, yeah, when my parents didn't show me that, I remember this one time my mom literally was like trying to hug me, and I was just like, whoa, what are you doing? I love you, Mom. I love her now because we actually formed a very good relationship once I called it out. That's the thing with limiting beliefs. Once they stay in your head and you form a belief, right? Like a full belief of like, this is how life is. It's so hard to change that, but also not hard, because I believe in manifestation and I believe that things are always possible. Um, but it is hard to change it at the beginning because you're just so used to this one way of thinking. But when you expand your brain and you realize, oh, you can make new beliefs and you can change the way you think about things, and I don't have to be like my parents. My parents don't even have to stay the same. I can help them out. And I know that a lot of people are like, why should I help my parents? They're my parents. I shouldn't have to go out of my way to help my parents, because why should I? That's on you. Honestly, like, I helped change my mom's mindset. My dad, he's still there. But he has changed certain thoughts, and I feel like it's not your responsibility to change other people. Of course not. I don't think you should put that burden to think, oh, I have to change everybody, because also that was something else I had to deal with. But it is nice if you can like kind of guide or show them a different perception of what is possible, or like sit them down and be like, did you ever think of things like this? Did you ever know that this is actually normal and this is not? Kind of like planting a seed in their head and just letting them know that this is the way things work. And I know for most people it's kind of hard because even you don't realize that's how things work. I'm sure growing up, there were certain things that like you saw and you're just like, that's not normal, like based off what you did. Yeah, so what do we do to change these beliefs? Okay, so one, I feel like you have to be aware of your limiting beliefs. So when you're feeling like unworthy, or you're going in this spiral in your head of like, I am not worthy, I am annoying, I'm ugly, I'm just using mine, right? Nobody wants to be my friend, or I am not smart enough, I am not intelligent, who am I to do this or that? Like, I can't speak up. People are going to talk about me, right? That's a huge one of like limiting your way of being, your authenticity, your light, like dimming your light because of others. And once you start seeing these thoughts in your head and you're just like, okay, I see them now. What do? You have to slowly recognize the thought and then, okay, I'm having the thought. I'm having this thought. And then you start, I feel personally, I affirm the opposite because I eventually believe it. So I go for the affirming until you believe. It doesn't work for everybody. You do have to get to the root of it. So you should actually do these two things. Go back to the root of the cause, which was, when was the last time as a child that you felt this feeling? So let's say I was annoying, right? When did I feel like I was annoying? Boom. I remember the fact that that girl told me that I used to take too many pictures on Instagram. Bam. It literally caused a domino effect. Or, boom, my ex, when I was younger, used to call me annoying. Oh, dang, that was a really bad memory. And I remember that. And that's what caused the limiting belief. You know what I mean? Or maybe even further down the line, what did my parents say about me when I was growing up? Did I have siblings that like semi-bullied me and told me certain things that I believed? And you become aware of those thoughts, and then when it happens again, you can kind of be like, well, no, I don't think I'm annoying. I think that was something that happened and I have to, heal from it. Or, well, no, actually, I'm not ugly. That was a projection of what someone else thought. Or even being bullied and stuff like that. Like, you have to kind of acknowledge these thoughts and then recognize and then kind of disprove them a little bit. And then what happens is, after a while, you become so good at acknowledging these negative things. And obviously it takes practice. You can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna do the work, and then a day later it's like, I'm too tired, I don't want to do it. Or like, okay, I'm gonna do the work, and then you do it for like a month. Girl, this is a life thing. Because at least for me, I've been working on myself for about 5 years with my limiting beliefs, and I still have them. Are they as loud? No, they're not loud. They are actually very quiet. The loud ones have to do with my love life, because I've been traumatized. So my love life is kind of suffering to where I don't allow people in. And I always think, I'm going to be hurt, or maybe I'm not going to be my authentic self around someone. And that is my limiting belief, that I am healing around love, or that someone else is going to accept me. But the good thing is, the more you practice self-acceptance, and the more you practice just truly just showing yourself that love and just saying, you know what? I actually love myself the way I am, and screw who thinks the opposite, and screw what someone's opinion is of me, because regardless, I'm going to be myself. Girl, that's when you're winning. That's literally when you're winning. And it just changes your life. You just blossom, and all good things come to you. And that's another thing that I have to talk about. I'm going to be talking about both the law of assumption and the law of attraction, but mostly the law of assumption, because I mostly believe on that one. But I do believe in both, and I'm going to be talking about manifestation. So yeah, like, if you guys felt like you understood that there are limiting beliefs you're currently holding that you want to change, comment below. I can also make additional videos on this, because it is a topic that comes up a lot. Subscribe, and thank you for watching.